think I'm on right now. I gotta go back to the YouTube screen. Where is the YouTube screen? Oof, did I close out of the YouTube screen? There I go. Yeah, I'm alive. Hey people, it is Chris. I am back with another live video. It is day number 26 of my road to 399 pounds, where I come on every day with a video until I reach 399 pounds. Let me get back to the screen I was in so I can see myself, make sure I'm live. Okay, I'm live. So today I not eat much. I did eat earlier. I had some eggs and bacon, but I didn't eat it live. I should have ate it live. I have an orange here. I don't get to pick out my oranges. That's one downfall from ordering, going to the store, ordering online, is basically going to the store and picking out your, you get to pick out your produce. They don't care about the type of produce they give you. They just throw whatever in the bag, and you have to just roll with that. My bed is set up differently. It's turned this way so I can actually start making up my bed when my sheets fall off my bed. It's a little bit of a different setup, but I'm going to get used to it so I can be a little bit more independent. So, yeah, I don't know when I'm going to come on. I was sleeping, and I'm like, I might as well just go ahead and make my video as I woke up, so you can probably tell from looking at my face that I was asleep. My wig's not combed. I did buy some wig spray so my wigs can look a bit better, and I bought a new wig too, so I'll share that with you guys. I'll also get dressed. I'm not gonna promise I'm gonna get dressed tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to get dressed by Tuesday or Wednesday. Wait, not Tuesday, Sunday or Monday. Sunday or Monday, I'll try to get dressed. I don't go anywhere, so getting dressed is just, you know, uh, some people say, I just get dressed, make up your bed, do those things. I talked about this a little bit later, yesterday, but it could be that I'm partially lazy too. Not just, I cannot blame everything on my mental health, but I could be partially lazy and I don't want to do any of that. I always go back and forth. When I was working, I always saw I was lazy, but I was constantly working. I would work 16, 18-hour days, never taking any break. And so people would think I was a workaholic, but my free time was just being depressed, laying in bed, sleeping. But one thing work did make me do is get up every day and try to take care of myself to look somewhat presentable. I didn't always go to work looking presentable, but looking somewhat presentable as I got up to go to work, clean myself and stuff like that. After I stopped working, I just said, forget it. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to do nothing. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm good. I use some of this DenTip. As y'all know, my tooth is coming out next week. But the DenTip was breaking, so I started putting some more of this DenTip into my tooth, so that way I can eat. But the tooth is coming out next week. I'm supposed to go to the doctor, not a doctor, but to the YMCA on Monday. But I think I'm still going to be on my period on Monday, so I probably have to push that back until Wednesday. But I'm going to start going back to the YMCA. I'm going to start getting out more as much as I can. Um, I'm not going to be going places. I will probably just go to the YMCA to do my exercises and come back home. But as the weight start coming down, I'll start doing more. What did I put in my title? What I was going to talk about? I knew I was had something to talk about. I just don't know. Hi, Shy. How are you doing? There are comments not popping up on that Oh, now it finally pops up. There you go. Okay. Wait a minute here. What is that? Does that let the chat above me? No. It's just now I just messed this thing up. What did I just do? uh uh uh. Well, I think the live is still going on. It's just the way it looks is different than what it was before. Now I'm using something called OBS. Maybe I should try um, Streamlabs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to get used to this. I see people they're able to put up multiple screens and do a lot of stuff with their lives. I can put screens up, but I'm not gonna share a screen today. But I can put screens up. Oh, there we go. I can click out that way. Ooh, okay. I think that's better. I can just look at the chat. I can just look at the chat over here and just. What was I gonna do? Give me a second. I forgot. I was trying to figure out what I was gonna talk about. What I was gonna talk about today? I was gonna talk about. I forgot. I put it in the title. I had something in my head. Oh, taking responsibility as you get older. Yeah, because yesterday I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about yesterday. Yesterday I was talking about my bipolar. And I sometimes I wonder to myself, like, am I just using my bipolar to be lazy? I was talking to my sister the other day, and she was more like, you can't just look at the past all the time. You have to start taking responsibility. And I feel like I am taking responsibility the best way I can in the circumstances I'm at right now. I am taking responsibility. It's difficult. It's hard for sure. Uh, every day I wake up, I'm thinking I have to do a little bit more each day, but I always feel like I should be able to do more, but I feel like I can't move. I can't even get my body to move in a direction for the things that I know I can do, like sweeping up a little bit. Even though I'm in a walker, I can sweep up a little bit. I could take out my own garbage because my garbage is in the garbage chute, but allow my brother to come out and take my garbage out. Um, but there's a lot of things that I still do as an adult. Like I file my own taxes. I still have to file taxes because I work a little bit, so I have to still file taxes. And also I have in order to get my health care, I have to file taxes. So I do file my own taxes. I can there's a lot of other things that I've done as an adult on Social Security disability. But I do feel like Social Security disability does make you stagnant, because my situation is this: if I start to work and I go into a manic episode, I'll have to stop working and then rely back on Social Security disability again. Where I'm living, my rent will go extremely high if I'm making a certain amount of money. So if I start working, my rent goes up. If I start working, my health insurance premium goes up. If I if I get into a manic episode, or if I find out I can't do the work, it may be difficult to get back on Social Security disability. Social Security disability doesn't do anything for me financially. It just helps keep me. It allows me to pay rent, and I can buy, or maybe one day I can buy a cheap $20 wig for myself if I wanted to. I could buy my food. Um, and there's also assistance from the state for food as well. Like, I don't like that situation. I hate it. I hate being in this situation. My face is just crummy. I think my face wipes are all the way back there. Forget it. I'll bring them out. y'all will see me like this. But yeah, I go in my head like, am I doing enough? And the one thing that I know I'm not doing well is this weight loss journey. And so my sister said, you know what, you just need to get the weight loss surgery. And she's like adamant, like the weight loss surgery is what's going to be your saving grace. You're not gonna be able to lose weight on your own. This is what she said. Even though as y'all know, I've lost 60, 70 pounds already on my own by fasting, she feels like fasting doesn't work, that it's taking too long, that I should sign up for the surgery, even though signing for surgery is probably going to take a year to get it because I have to rely on Medicaid to pay for my surgery, and I have to go through a lot of hoops for Medicaid. And I tried getting surgery when I first came here, came up to the Midwest after my car accident. I tried to get weight loss surgery, and because of my mental health, I was turned down. And so I don't, obviously, I don't want to get weight loss surgery. That's just point blank serious. I just don't want to get weight loss surgery. But at the same time, I see where she's coming from, because if I am gonna, for the last, let's say 4 months, because I started off my weight loss journey at the beginning of the year at 525. To the last I weighed in, I was 485. I'm probably 500 again, but the last that I weighed in, I was 485. So I should be a lot less than that. And if I had weight loss surgery, I probably would have maintained my weight loss. My hormones would have probably changed. Not saying I would have had got weight loss surgery, because I obviously had to wait on weight loss surgery. But if I did got weight loss surgery at the beginning of the year, I probably would be down 100, 110 pounds. It's not me being worried about the risk of weight loss surgery. It's more that I have bipolar, and when I there's this is their concern too. I have bipolar, and it's following the protocols after weight loss surgery that's the problem, and I'm gonna be able to follow that. Like, they say you can't eat after you have weight loss surgery. But what if, in my mind, I can just keep eating and don't stop because I'm in a manic episode and my mind's telling me to do that? It's not only that either. I feel like I want to be able to get control of my own eating habits on my own. Because if, like, one of my sisters had weight loss surgery back in like 2013. She gained a lot of weight back and then ended up having to go to Mexico to get another surgery to correct that weight that she had gained back. So right now she's doing she gained some weight, but not as much back. But I think that's the help of surgeries that she had in her body, which I'm not going to be doing those type of surgeries. So I feel like I can lose the weight on my own. So, but I don't have anything against weight loss surgery. I just don't want to get it. What I'm going to do, though, is I'll go through the process of signing up for weight loss surgery, because with Medicaid, Medicare, it's going to take anywhere between 6 to 12 months before I get approved for the surgery anyway. So in those 6 to 12 months, if I feel like I'm on track, I'm not yo-yoing anymore, I got my hormones under control, which, by the way, I spoke with my nurse about my hormones, because I'm gaining this 25 pounds every month after I've lost it and then gain it, lost it and gain it, and going through this depression. She told me I should get on birth control. But I'm just gonna go ahead and go through the motions of signing up for weight loss surgery. But I don't want to get it, so I'm just gonna go for it. And if it's to the point where I'm still teetering at a point where I'm not comfortable with my weight, I'll just go ahead and get the weight loss surgery. I don't want to go through that process, but it's gonna probably help push me. It probably help push me. Thank you. It will probably push me to just keep going forward. Because like 8 months to 12 months, I could lose a good 150 to 200 pounds on my own through fasting and eating healthy. I know I can, as long as I get these hormones under control. So I might get on birth control. A girl's not having any getting down. I'm like, I don't feel like getting on birth control. But I'm like, it's ridiculous. I'm on birth control, and I'm not getting to get down. What's going on? But I know some people use birth control to kind of like regulate their periods too. I'll just talk to my doctor about it. She wanted me to see an endocrinologist. Just going to that same building, uh, like wheeling through that whole building. I just canceled my appointment because it was just too stressful and too painful to do. My sister said it doesn't matter if it's painful. You just gotta go through the pain anyway. Like, she's a different type of person. She doesn't have the same stuff I have. She has a little bit of a different gene pool than I have. She's my half sister. I don't consider her my half sister, but for the sake of this video, she's my half sister, and so that's why she doesn't suffer from mental illness. Like my whole brother and sister, they both suffer from some form of mental illness, but my other sister, she don't have the mental health issues that I have, so she can say, "Oh, go through the pain, and it's no big deal." Where me, I just like I don't have to suffer pain. Why should I? But obviously, neglect is a painful death. Like, I look at my teeth, they're not looking too bad, but my back teeth are horrible. That was a neglect. I only went to the dentist one time in my childhood that I can remember. And she said, you know, during this, I'm trying to word it politely. She said, I have to forgive the past. I do forgive the past. I'm probably like the first person in the family to forgive the past, like the stuff that happened to me in the past. A lot of it came up in my 30s, came back up in my 30s, and I had to really, really look deep down and like address those problems. And I was watching this singles dating show on YouTube, and this woman was talking about how she healed. She just healed at the age of 60. And people are like, you're just now healing at 60? And I'm just like, it takes a long time to heal. First of all, you have to realize that you are a messed up individual. You don't even know you're messed up until when? Your mid-20s to your early 30s. Then you start realizing, oh, I'm messed up. I've seen some teenagers realize they are messed up, but they come from a different type of breed. There's a lot of messed up, damaged people in this world. And when you're a messed up, damaged person, you don't realize you're a damaged, messed up person until you start looking out at the real world. I'm like, oh, I'm nothing like these people. Like, I'm not normal whatsoever. I'm damaged and messed up from stuff that happened to me as a childhood, or my genetics, whatever I'm messed up from, childhood, bullying or whatever that happened. Then you start the healing process. If you're smart enough to start the healing process. For me, it's always been eating food. I'm like, oh, I'm using food to cope from ABC. I'm using food for that. I need to stop. But even though you're consciously aware that you're a damaged, messed up person, and you have your either alcohol, drugs, getting into bad relationships over and over again, you got those problems, it doesn't automatically make you stop. So you should go and seek help. You might go on to therapy, whatever. You might do whatever you can to get better. People expect, like, oh, you're an adult, you should get better right away. It doesn't happen like that. So I was talking to my sister. I'm like, I am trying to get better. I've been trying to get better since I realized what happened. Things happened to me in the past. I addressed those things. I addressed them head up front. But just because I addressed them, and then the people in my life I addressed and forgave them. That stuff still hits me, especially during my period time. It hits me, and I still get mad. I get angry. I get angry. But I don't go cussing nobody out because I'm not that type of person. I don't go and yell or scream because I forgave, remember? But I get angry. I get angry at myself for getting angry. And then to cope, I'll be eating my butt off. I'll eat. And then I'll gain weight and all my plans is messed up. And I'm like, damn, I'm doing it again. So I can stop, talk to a therapist. That doesn't help, especially talking to a therapist I have. Like, all the Medicaid therapists are not good. If I could find a good Medicaid therapist, I would. Or Medicare therapist. I'm on Medicare. They like, oh yeah. Y'all seen some of the clips? If y'all watch my video of me talking to I skipped out on my therapist today. Somebody asked me on my comments. I forgot what she said on my comments. I should be bringing my comments up. She said what? She asked me, did I talk to my therapist about my weight loss? And yes, I do talk to my therapist about my weight loss all the time. They know that I started off around 542 pounds. That's when I first met that team that I work with. They knew I started off at 542 and that I've been working my way down. It's been a year. It'll be a year in the next 15 days since I met those therapists. I was 542 when I met them. So in a year, I probably lost about, if I'm teetering between 500 something and 470. I lost anywhere between 50 to like 60, 70 pounds or something like that. I could have lost so much more. I could have lost so much more weight and be further ahead. But I can't punch myself. I can't sit here and blame myself for everything that happens. That's another thing I was talking to my sister about. Like, I'm not blaming anybody for what's going on with me. I have to take responsibility for myself and my issues. But if I look back and say, where did this start? It all goes back to, it would not have most likely ended up this way. I would most likely would have ended up this way if I didn't have such a horrible start. And I know people have way more horrible starts than me. And the people who raised me had horrible, horrible starts. You know, the adults that were around me, they had horrible beginnings. Like, that's why I said I shouldn't have even been born. If they had the knowledge, they probably wouldn't even made the decision to have children, because they had such horrible beginnings, horrible starts, that they weren't prepared to have children at all. And with some people out there, they have horrible starts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Shy. I was talking about that to my sister. I'm aware and forgive the people that didn't give me the start that I feel like every kid should have. I forgive that because they had horrible starts too. But as an adult, especially when you're about to hit 40, you're supposed to have it together. But in reality, you don't really realize, like, okay, I was going through the motions in my 20s. I was working hard, 16, 18-hour days. There was one time I worked 90 hours straight and passed out. I was working so hard. Didn't have no concept of what I'm supposed to do with money other than pay bills. But I was also gambling my money away. I would go to the casino because I felt so like I would just gamble. So I would work and I would pay bills at the best I could, and I would gamble my money away. um, I had that addiction, and then I realized I had to stop doing that. So I moved to a state that didn't allow gambling. But um, and then I'm like, okay, this is horrible. Why am I doing this? Then I had got mentally ill, really bad, where I freaked out everywhere. I say it's mental illness, but other times I think it's a spiritual awakening too. For the sake of what's going on in my life, let's call it mental illness. After so now I'm mentally ill. Yeah, I try not to beat myself up. Thank you. I try not to beat myself up, Gilliam, but I just feel like, okay, after, okay, so you're in your 20s, something's definitely wrong with you. So you're going through mental illness, but you don't call it, at that time I didn't call it mental illness. I call it a spiritual awakening. I felt something special was happening to me, and that everybody else was wrong. Everybody, wherever they was telling me, they didn't know what they was talking about. What I was experiencing was a spiritual awakening. I had knowledge of mental illness because it does run in my family. I had no, but I didn't think it could happen to me. So I'm thinking it was a spiritual awakening. So I didn't seek help right away. So it kept hitting me, and my family kept telling me to get help, get on medication. And eventually I tried taking medications. Those medications gave me bad side effects. I wasn't myself on those medications. I said, this is not for me. I can go a year without having episodes. I will live in depression. I've always lived in depression. But the mania just kept coming back. And then after about when I was ready to graduate college, when I was about 32, that's when all the stuff started hitting me. I was just like, well, I lost my jobs, obviously. And then I stopped working, but then I was still trying to work. Then I went back to school to get my degree, and I just kept getting hit by manic episode, manic episode, manic episode, manic episode, and then you just don't know how. Like that takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of you. So when does when does a kid have to start taking responsibility, right? And so I'm here having this mental health breakdown, but I'm not mentally challenged. So after a mental health breakdown, um, I got all of my cognitive functions, and I can pretend to be an adult and work and try to take care of myself. But at what point in your life do you have to take responsibility? You have to take it right away. When you're 18, obviously, the law said you have to take responsibility right away for your actions in your own life. And then I had a lot of health problems happen to me after while I was in college, and I had to tell in my college my back went out. There's a lot of stuff that happened, and I had to move closer to family. I'm still living alone, but giving the key to my family. Her name Jillian or Gillian? I'm saying it right. So my family. I'm eating an orange. I just finished it. I just finished eating an orange. It was real good. So I have mental illness. Anything can happen. So I don't have I give my apartment key to my sister, I give my apartment key to my sister so she could check up on me, make sure I'm okay. Uh, my brother-in-law would sometimes come to my apartment and take out my garbage. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's good. I can't. I'm never gonna like. I do feel down. I sound like I'm down on myself. I feel like sometimes I have super high self esteem that comes with the mania, and when I'm depressed, I still feel a little bit arrogant. When I'm depressed, I'm like I'm better than everybody because I want to die. People want to live here. This place sucks, but I know the real deal. So, but no, in reality, I do get down on myself a lot because I feel like I feel like I should be doing more. I know I should be doing more. That's why I'm gonna be getting up, going back to the Y, and I'll be taking care. I won't be coming on like this all the time with my nightie on. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm not. If I am like this next year, and at first I'm not gonna be like this next year. Like I said, I'm gonna go through the motions. I'm gonna start on Monday. Actually, I don't even have to start on Monday. I have already went through the motions of weight loss surgery. I have an email. I just need to fill out some paperwork. So I'll start filling out the paperwork this weekend. So I'll start going through the motions of weight loss surgery. And in the meantime, I'm going to continue to fast because regardless of what my sister said, the fasting at least allowed me to keep off 50, 60 pounds. I have only gotten up to 542 pounds once this year, but it came off immediately. So I'm definitely going to try to lose the weight on my own for this next 6 to 12 months. But I'll go for the weight loss surgery, which is basically what they do is you speak with the surgeon, you tell them which one you want. I want to bypass the Ru YNX one, and then they would ask you to speak with a nutritionist 3 to 4 times. The nutritionist will talk to you the first month. How are you doing? Second month, how are you doing? Third month, how are you doing? And the nutritionist passed you. Then you have to take a psychological evaluation. That's where I failed. Well, I'm just going to lie on my psychological evaluation and say I'm doing just fine. So I'm not going to even pretend like I'm not doing so well because technically I have a nurse checking on me. I can't wait for the weather to get warmer. Then my plan is to walk daily. Got at least 20 pounds left to go, but it takes ages to get this last off, stubborn and fat. Oh, I used to love walking so much. There's fruit flies everywhere around my orange peel. I used to love walking, especially as you said, you're waiting for the weather to get warmer. Where are you at? Where it's not warm. But walking is just like the best thing to do for exercise, especially if you walk and you got your headphones on, you listen to your music. I love that. It's warm everywhere in the United States anyway. Hot today. I got my air on. Oh, oh yeah, I'm doing it. I went to the dentist 2 weeks ago. Got my teeth looked at. Will be getting my teeth out. That's a huge achievement for me going to the dentist. You're in the UK. Oh, it's rainy. I hate that. My sister's going to the UK next week, I think. That's pretty cool. What makes what unsafe? But I should definitely have like, oh well, yeah, well, like when I fill out, I'm not gonna lie, but when you fill out the evaluations, it will ask you how you feel like in the last 2 weeks. So if I'm going through a depression like I did this week, and I say, yeah, I feel miserable, I want to die, they're gonna automatically disprove, like tell me I can't get the surgery. I did that. I was honest on my last psych evaluation, real honest on my last psych evaluation, and the guy who did the evaluation just disproved me based off of what I said in that evaluation. So this time, when I get a chance to speak with the psychiatrist or psychologist, I'm gonna tell them the truth. I'm gonna say, look, I have my ups and downs, but I'm not gonna on the evaluation, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm doing fine. But I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna say I have my ups and downs, but a nurse comes and sees me every week, and even though a nurse was trying to stalk me last week, I didn't know who she was because she wasn't my nurse, but she was stalking me last week. And and then my psychiatrist tried to call me, I didn't answer the phone, and my psychologist tried to call me, I didn't answer the phone. And then my actual nurse called me, and she said, we've been trying to get a hold of you all week, we've been worried. I've been on my period, cramping in bed, I turned my phone off. So there's people checking up on me every single week. So I'm gonna tell them, look, I have this team that always checks up on me. They at least 3 or 4 times a week, and that's gonna be a plus for me getting approved for the surgery, because I have a psychiatrist. I've been on medication for the same medication since I think November, so almost a full year. Yeah, I said, no, don't get like, it's give me 1 week to be a woman. And here's what I'm going back to Roe versus Wade, because I was talking about this in my last vlog. I'm like, look, you could take away abortion rights, right? Go ahead, do it, fine. Not for the federal, but not the states, whatever. But at least enact a law where women can get 3 to 4 days paid off every single month because they on a period. I mean, like, I'll take that. You go to work and then suddenly you in agonizing, suffering, pain. Can I take 3 or 4 days off? And get paid for it? Since I'm the one helping populate the earth, let me take some time off, because that hurts. And when they were calling me, calling me and stuff, I'm like, nope, let me turn the phone off. My phone is usually off on silent. I don't hear the phone anyway because I'm tired. I don't want to be bothered. But that when my period hit, I just turned it off, and they were trying to call me. No, but they were worried. So they were worried. I should have let them know, hey, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to y'all this week. Leave me alone. But she's coming next week to give me my medication Monday. So I'll just let her know what my decision is so she can tell my psychiatrist, look, she's been stable on medication for almost a year. She's trying to go for weight loss surgery, which I'm not. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to sign up for weight loss surgery, but I'm still losing weight on my own. And if I'm on the right track, by the time I got approved for weight loss surgery, I'm just going to say no, because I don't want to get it. So, and I might get on birth control. Like I said, I don't want to get on birth control either. I don't want another pill added to all the pills I'm already taking, or I'll try to see if I can get some more, like some sort of hormone therapy to stabilize my hormones, so that way I don't go into depression like I do every single month. Like, I'm coming out of depression now, slowly but surely. I'm coming out of depression, but it's definitely difficult. And then the weight gain doesn't help. And my sister, she thinks that all my problems that I'm having right now is because I'm carrying all this weight on my body, which I don't think is the case, because if I go into detail about all the stuff that's going wrong with me, it has nothing to do with my weight. Obviously, not having any relationships, like having friends to go out with, and I honestly don't feel like doing any of that. Even when I was in my early 20s, and I would go out dancing at the club, they like, oh, you used to be so fun. They said, you used to be fun. You used to go to the club dancing and go traveling and stuff and get the party started. That was me in my early 20s. But I was depressed back then too, because as soon as I like dancing, but I still go home and sleep for hours and hours and hours and not want to be bothered. But if I feel like I want to get up and go dancing, I would. But I had depression ever since I was a baby, a kid, and for as long as I can remember. I was skipping school in 2nd grade to stay at home to sleep. That's not normal. So, but yeah, depression is definitely wicked. It's wicked. But like I said, I'd rather experience. And I was talking to, I think her name is Nunu Exercises. She comments on my video, and she making sense. Like, some of the things you need to do to like uplift depression and stuff like that. And that's everything she said. 100% true. 100% true. you can lift depression by going through the motions of doing certain things. But at the same time, with the bipolar, that's a huge problem. Like the shifts that you get, and maybe it is a spiritual thing, because like the alignments of the stars, like the alignments of the planets, all that stuff can start affecting your brain. The type of relationships that you have. But I'm done with that. I'm absolutely done. I'm like, look, I'm going to live my life regardless. And if I have a manic episode like that one girl in California who went from Canada to San Francisco and she jumped in that water tank, at least she was having a good time, I'm like, if I jump in that water tank and die, whatever it is. But she had a manic episode. She was bipolar too. My sister told me that she remind her of me. And I was like, look, I wasn't gonna jump in a water tank, but I did end up around Skid Row when I did leave the state. I was around Skid Row, and I was about to leave out my hotel and cruise the streets until the world got saved or something. And I said, look, I'm going to pay my rent, but I'm going to stay out here in California and on the streets by myself. That was the plan my mind was going through. So I'll stay in California and just stay there, probably on Skid Row, and live out on the streets. But my sister found me before I even got the opportunity to do that. Who knows what had happened to me. But mental health is definitely serious, and it's not taken that serious in the United States, because they think that medication is and my sister is like, you need to keep readjusting your meds. I'm like, how often do I need to keep readjusting my meds? How often I gotta keep taking this med, that don't, I'm crazy again, I gotta take this med, that med, try to figure out what worked. Because that's the solution we have right now for mental health in Western medicine, is throw a med at somebody and maybe it'll work. We'll see. And if it don't, pull them off that med, put them on a different med. That's what it's all about. And I really hate that. I really hate it. And that's why I'm like, I don't know if I want to get on birth control. But if I can get on birth control and I don't gain 20 pounds next month like I did this month, Yeah, I might as well just stay on birth control. But I'm not getting no IUD. My sister said that hurt. So I don't know what type of birth control I'm gonna get. And then I don't even want to see my doctor either, but we'll see. Yeah, mental health is it's they look at it and they all come to a consensus. So if you do not agree with how to treat mental illness in a DSM, like if you don't come to an agreement as doctors, then you get shunned. So a doctor may have like a different opinion about how to treat mental illness, but he can't really bring it up because really what they want you to do is go through certain therapies, maybe CBT treatment, and then take medication after medication, which is better than just putting people in insane asylums and letting them sit there. But like, for example, like in October, okay, so I had a mental health breakdown, 3 mental health breakdowns last year. In May, it was crazy. I was about to go to California. I was gonna sneak off to Chris Brown house, y'all. But I got caught. I caught myself end up in a mental health institution because I almost set my apartment on fire. I thought fire didn't exist anymore, and that fire can't burn, and so I went around burning up my apartment. Almost burnt my apartment down last year. um Went into a mental health institution. My mind was they were putting me on medication, but my mind was really messed up for about like 5-6 days. I was just like out of it. I was thinking I have to save the world. I thought I was talking to dead people. I thought celebrity was gonna get me out of the situation that I was in. It was if I can describe what was going on in my brain, it could be a movie, like a really really good movie. But like I wasn't panicking. I wasn't like the government's out to get me. Oh no! I wasn't like that. It was more like government's out to get us and everything. It was more like calm. But after that, they put me on Risperidone, and I started taking Risperidone, and they thought it's the Risperidone that calmed me down and got me back to normal, which I don't think is true because then I started Risperidone, and then in June, June and July, I got hit with another manic episode. And I checked my own self into a mental health hospital, and they kicked me out. I didn't kick me out, but they let me go back home. And I was just like out of my mind. And it wore off. But I was on Risperidone, a lot of Risperidone. And then I got introduced to the team that I have right now. And I think at that time they started putting me on Lamictal. I don't know if I was on Lamictal before. No, they put me on Lamictal. So I started taking Lamictal and Risperidone. And I had another manic episode in October. So I was on 2 medications. I was on 2 medications and I just boom, another one. And then they said okay, maybe that's not working. They put me on another medication called Valar sometime in November or something like that. But I don't think it was the Risperidone or the Lamictal that got me out of my manic episode. It didn't escalate. What happened was I was in my mind like I know I was in a manic episode, but and it was gonna go away. I knew it was gonna go away. And it did through me drinking some alcohol. By the way, I don't drink alcohol. I'm kind of allergic to it. But hi, Miss Getchy. So yeah, I was drinking alcohol, and I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I feel like, oh, then I crashed. I went into depression again. Every time I go through a manic episode, I crash and get into depression. It's so hard to get out of depression after a manic episode. It is so hard, so difficult. And they said, you just gotta do it. You gotta push through it. When I talk to people, that's why I try. That's why I'm gonna do my best not to talk to people about this. You gotta get up. You gotta go through the motions. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. Like, you never been to the point where the whole entire world starts changing. You look at it totally different. It feels like you died and went to a different dimension. And then you get dropped back into reality. Everything's not normal. Everything's not okay anymore. It's horrible. That feeling that you get after a Mac episode, it's like, it's the worst. It's just like, I don't know how I'm going to climb out of this. I really just want to die. If I wasn't disabled and obese, I would have already jumped off the highest building after it. Bye bye. It's 11:40 p.m. I'm gonna do it. I'm definitely gonna do it, y'all. Sure, I'm gonna hit. If I don't hit $3.99 by December 1st, I'm gonna hit it by January 1st. I'm gonna hit $3.99 for sure. I feel like I know I'm 500 now, but that's waterways all gonna start coming off after my period ends the next week. But I'm hitting $3.99, or I'm gonna set up for weight loss surgery. I'm gonna hit my weight loss goals for sure, because I cannot continue to be bogged down by this weight. So I'm definitely gonna hit my goal for sure. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, because before my accident, my goal was to, like, I was doing nonprofit work, and I was trying to put packages together for the homeless, and I was looking at possibly writing books, but I wrote a book, and that's really hard, writing stories. So I don't know if I'm going to start writing anymore. I'm looking into possibly learning video editing. Honestly, I'm not good at making money. There's people out there, they can go and they can produce stuff and make money. I'm not good at asking people for cash for our services. I'm not good at that. I actually don't think my services are good enough. I know I do things well, but I just don't feel like I'm good enough to go out there and do that. But I'm gonna do something with my life. But my life goal right now is to lose weight, to get this weight off. I feel like if I lost weight in my lifetime before I died, I've achieved what I came here to do, because this has been the battle since I was 5. So the battle has always been trying to lose weight. So if I accomplish that, even though I did accomplish stuff in my life before this, but like if I accomplish this weight loss goal, I don't have to go out there and do more. I still feel like I want to do more anyway. But I don't know, that sounds depressing. My sister think that, oh, my life will get better as soon as I lose weight. Things will open up for me, and life will get so much better for me as I lost weight. And I'm like, well, the world always seemed bleak, and I don't think it has anything to do with my weight. But I will go out and make a living for myself, and I will go out and not be on Social Security disability, because I hate it. I don't want to be trapped in the system for 10 years on Social Security disability, that's for sure. So I got I've been on disability since 2000. I had gotten disability before my car accident. I got on disability in 2017. So it's been 5 years already that I've been on disability. Time's going by fast, y'all. Real fast. I finished my orange. I ain't got nothing else to talk about. I'm gonna be coming on live every day until my period's over, and then I'll go back to regular videos. Y'all see me go to the YMCA and get out of the house and do things. I might film. I can't film inside the dentist. They got this note that you can't film inside the dentist, but I'll film going into the dentist and stuff, showing you that I'm living my life and doing things. But I'll be back tomorrow with more to eat. I don't know what I got some. I just ordered some premium tuna because yesterday that tuna was trash. So I'll eat some good food tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, uh, Miss Sketchy. Bye, Shy. Thank you for showing up, showing love today. Bye bye.